Hey y'all, Fleet and Family NAS Jax here. We had the opportunity of meeting with Commander Arencibia, who just got back from a year-long IA deployment. She gave us some really good tips on what to pack in your sea bag for your next deployment. And please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you go so that you'll be notified of all of our future videos.
Hi, I'm Commander Arencibia, and I recently returned from a deployment in Bahrain working for Task Force 51-5 and getting ready to leave once more to deploy to South Korea. I stop in and talk with Tiffany periodically, who helped me and corresponded with me during my deployment. And so in returning and having discussions with her, I shared with her a list of things that I hope all of you find as helpful as I did. Not everything that you have on deployment is necessarily a resource for resilience. So these are just some of the things that helped me, and I hope help you too. The first is to maintain a state of mindful readiness in all aspects of life. Many of us, whether we're in the military or we're civilians or the family member of a military member, we've all had our homeostasis shaken up by either recent events that regard COVID. And just wanted to mention here that I do have COVID mitigation measures. I was wearing my mask, but because I'm alone in the interview, I've chosen to take it off so that you can hear me speak clearly. However, we've all been disrupted in our lives in some way recently. And so for us to remain resilient, you have to start out with a real good foundation and have a mindfulness of you can manage situations, that you are in control, that you have a sense of organization about yourself, so that no matter what environment you find yourself in, that you're ready to take on whatever that next challenge is, or frankly, whatever the next reward is. And so that's something that I really go back to and think to myself, am I ready for the next thing coming my way? And in order for you to be ready, some of the other aspects of life need to be where they should be too. And that really has much to do with our physical bodies, our mental and spiritual life. All those things need to be synced together. And the way in which you do that best is really to take care of the physical aspects of your body. And that means, are you getting enough rest at night? Are you eating well, getting good nutrition? Are you getting to the gym or doing something that enhances your physical fitness? If all those things are aligned, and those are 3 more things that are on my list, making sure that you sleep, eat, and get some exercise or movement is, whatever that movement is for you. It could be yoga, it could be working out, it could be lifting weights. Those are all things that assist in that sense of readiness so that you can handle the next thing coming your way. Also, as a military member and military family members, you have to assure that you have all aspects of your military records and your administrative matters current. So we never know when we're going to get the call, and then they may be back-to-back deployments, and similar to my circumstance where I have to keep everything up to date, and that includes making sure that you have a current address and everything, making sure that you have all the current contacts in there with their current information, addresses, phone numbers, and so on. If you're here at NAS Jax and most other bases too, there are resources that are available to assist you in making sure that all the vital documents are in order as well. And then of course, a lot of times the military will focus on our medical readiness. And as a medical service corps officer, I want to emphasize that you want to make sure that you have everything up to date, current, making sure that you have your latest PHA, and then have an extra copy of those records that you can take with you. So we've mentioned a few things, having a state of mindful readiness, and we do that by having good nutrition, good rest, and physical fitness. Also, I want to touch on the importance of rest, relaxation, some downtime. So I think more and more the lines between work and downtime are blurred, especially now because we're doing that, you're in the office or you're working from home. So that's where discipline comes in, and good communication with your peers and with your coworkers. And you really have to dedicate some time to planning out your day and sticking to that schedule as best you can. And so if you're not someone who plans your downtime, I would encourage you to do that. And that's separate and apart from anything that you're doing that's your exercise. That's not necessarily downtime, although some that meditate may say, well, that's really my downtime. Downtime can be something you enjoy, a good hobby, something that takes you away from the things that you're doing to make yourself a better person each day. And then one of the things that I really want to emphasize today as well is the importance of having a 1, 3, and 5-year plan. And by that I mean you want to have, for your personal life, your professional life, and even your hobbies, you might want to have a 1, 3, and 5-year plan that helps you gauge what your next steps are. That helps with a mental state of readiness too, because if you understand what your next steps are, it becomes clear to you what task you need to involve yourself in so that you can get to that next step to get to your ultimate goal. I'll give you a quick example. So let's suppose that one of your goals is to be a little bit more leisure in the evening, and in order to do that, you might choose to read more. And so in order to do that, you have to set a goal. Well, how many books do you want to read, say, in a year? You might say, well, I'll read 20 books. Well, that's a lot of books if you're not already reading. So start out small and work big. So the 1, 3, and 5-year plan is important, again, because that helps you pace where you are with your goals. So how's that relevant to deployment? Well, if you're headed out on a deployment and you know the deployment's going to be, 6 months, 1 year, you can choose something that helps you reach your 1-year goal that eventually helps get to your 3 or 5-year goals. So those are very, very important. Another very important aspect of readiness is to understand the current events and those relevant to the area of operations. Now that's important not only for the service member, but also for the family member. That doesn't mean that you delve into media and you listen to everything that's being said. You really want to look more toward professional reading get to know a little bit of the area where you're going. If you have younger children, it's always good to get a globe out and give them, a point of origin. This is where mom or dad is going to be, and this is for how long. So you do that with a calendar, and it just provides them with a little bit of orientation, and that's important. Identify your talents and develop these. That's going back to the 1, 3, and 5-year goal again. So there may be things that skills that you want to develop, whether they're writing skills, maybe you have academic goals, maybe it is that you have a hobby. One of my hobbies while I was gone actually was to learn how to play the harmonica. So I'm not playing canon in D, but I feel like that's coming. That's just a personal goal of mine. So you might set a goal for yourself and then work to achieve that goal over time. And then utilize existing resources and be a resource to others. That's really important because we all like a sense of worth and of value. And so wherever it is that you're going in the world, you're going to come across resources that you never imagined might have been available or not. So be imaginative. One of the things that I enjoyed was the Navy College over in Bahrain. And I had the opportunity to work with them and to potentially teach a class that was before COVID, that was BC. Then once they got back online, I was able to help out with that. So I never imagined that I would have the opportunity to be a credentialed instructor with the University of Maryland through Europe, say. So just be very open-minded into what may be available to you as a resource. And then same goes with military spouses. You may find that resources open up that you didn't realize you had just because you have a deployed service member. And with that comes, the resource of time. And so what could you be doing with that time while your family member is away? So we said a lot today. I think one of the most important aspects of readiness is to have a plan in place and to maintain a sense of balance and homeostasis. And what does that mean? Have your environment as predictable as possible so that you can manage those things that are not so predictable, whether they're good things or whether they're challenges. And I think that helps you with a very positive attitude going forward. I hope that some of this information has been helpful to you. It's certainly helpful to me. and it's how I get ready to deploy again. Doing 2 back-to-back deployments might not seem very easy, but I have a state of readiness and a good positive attitude, and so I look forward to coming back and sharing a little bit more with you in the future about how I might be able to help you in some way. Thanks for your time.